fast forward from that to the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear from your perspective as the bride.
Yeah.
The day of the wedding.
Everything. Okay. Yeah. So, if I could give girls advice for just getting married in general, it's what every girl pretty much tells each other is like, don't have a big wedding, don't stress about it, just do something small or go on a trip. And everyone tells you that, and you always think like, no, that's not going to be me, everything's going to go fine, I want a big wedding. And then it's a shit show. It always is. I've never been part of a wedding where it's not stressful. Granted, mine felt the most stressful because I was right in it.
Sure.
But I'm sure all my friends felt like mine was up there in stress too. And not because like I'm a bridezilla, because I wasn't.
No, not at all.
Mac, we're both very laid back. But everything, I felt like everything that could go wrong went wrong. And it was, well, the first thing that went wrong is we didn't get the date we wanted. We were going to do it the first weekend in October, and it ended up having to be at the end of September, which was on my sibling's birthday, which I already felt bad about. I don't know if you remember that.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, so the twins were born on the day we got married, and I'm like, I felt so bad. I was like, this is the only weekend that's really going to work, and my parents didn't care, you know.
For sure.
But we ended up getting them like a cake to eat at the wedding and stuff, and it was fine. But that was the first thing.
I remember that part, and
Yeah.
I guess I didn't put two and two together. Anyway.
That's okay. Yeah, no. So their birthday is on our anniversary, and so that was the first thing. We didn't get the date, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's only a week apart. Like, what could go wrong? What could go wrong, Dakota?
Yeah. Well, I know what could go wrong.
Yeah, and so, you know, everyone worked so hard, especially Mac's mom, because my family couldn't really, like, my mom wasn't able to put in that much effort, sadly, and so it was mainly Mac's family helping us out. And it just, the weather ruined it the most, because him and I always wanted to get married outside. And it literally was, I think it was a record-breaking storm, and like the most it's been in September ever, from what I remember. And it was on the news too, like people, well, obviously it was on the news, but gosh, it was just so stressful. We had to move, you guys had to move all the stuff, and we had to rearrange the whole inside of the building. And it was just, I felt I think it almost upset Mac more than it upset me, probably because he's the one who had to move it all.
Hey, I was right there with him.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm sure it was. Yeah, I had a lot of people that didn't come. I think that was what hurt me most. Is I spent all this time and energy and money because I wanted my family to be there, and then they weren't there. Like my grandparents drove all the way there, which was awesome, and then they drove back like the day of the wedding, and I was like, what? Right. And they had their reasons, so I get it, but. And a lot of people just didn't come, and I get it, but that's the gamble you take with having a big wedding. Things are going to go wrong. Like,
yeah.
Like with my best friend Beth, she had hers during COVID, and we weren't allowed to dance. She had to tell about half her guests they couldn't come. We weren't allowed to drink really. We could only drink their alcohol that they provided there. They weren't allowed to take any of their food home. Like, you know, and because of COVID. So I feel like every wedding has their issues. And so every girl, just take a step back. And I think you should just go on a trip, because so when you get married, Dakota, in the future, maybe we can convince. No, you will.
No.
And maybe you don't. Yeah, weddings are stressful. Maybe you don't want to get married. That's fine. Maybe we can convince her or you guys to just elope, and we'll all go to Hawaii or something.
Hey, that sounds fine.
Yeah, that would be great. It's so much less stressful.
I'm sure my mother would be very pleased with that.
Yeah, she could come too.
Right.
It could be like 8 of us.
There you go.
It'd be great.
Personally, I thought it was a beautiful wedding. Even though it was inside, I thought the whole setup was great. I thought, you know, it was one of the... I haven't been to very many weddings, but it was definitely up there in weddings I've seen.
Okay.
Just the decor and especially the way it all kind of like... We had to improvise.
Yeah, no, for flying by the seat of our pants, like, you guys did awesome, because we set up, like, most of us women's, well, and you guys help hang stuff up and set up the whole room, and then we had to completely change it last minute. So I think considering we did the best we could.
I thought it turned out really good.
Yeah.
Now, can I tell you which part of the day stressed me out the most?
Oh, I'm assuming it's when you had to move everything from outside.
No.
Oh, what?
And first of all, let me just say this might have been the longest day of my life because I remember waking up early. We had to get dressed, do all the. Did we do? Yeah, we had to do photos that day.
Yeah,
we did all the photos, and then we had to move all the stuff. We probably moved the stuff before we got dressed. I don't remember. Whichever it was, we moved all the stuff.
Yeah.
And by the time the wedding came around, I was like exhausted.
Yeah.
And we did the wedding, and I felt like I didn't even like party as hard as I wanted to because we mostly partied the night before.
Yeah, you guys partied way too, and that's another thing. Another piece of advice: don't go overboard the night before.
Yeah.
Like
Save it for the night of.
Yeah, so many of the guys, none of my girls did, but almost all of you guys got smashed the night before. Trevor was so intoxicated.
Did they have to drag him home?
No. So Cord was the one that got over the top drunk, and he had to be carried like up the stairs to his hotel room. But Trevor was also pretty bad, and he was so bad the next day that like he was literally laying like on the stairs, and my friends are like, are you okay? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like that the whole time. And so we were all partying, and us girls were like on the dance floor just living it up, and none of the guys were, except for, I mean, you guys tried.
I mean, I honestly feel like me and Mac didn't go that hard. We did end up crying that night, but
yeah. The night before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like one of those, I'm so happy for you, man. Like
every guy has to have that like cry with their bestie.
Yeah,
like
I'm so happy. Yeah, so it was fun. But anyway, the part that stressed me out the most the day of the wedding, it was not the moving the stuff. It was not just all the stuff we had to do in one day. It was, well, first of all, I had to be Mr. Messenger because you couldn't see each other.
Right.
It was when I had to go up the stairs to Mac's mom's place, look you in the face and say, I don't think we're doing this outside.
Oh, yeah, that broke my heart.
I know. It hurt me, too.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking lying to you, because I didn't think you were going to freak out.
Yeah.
But even still, knowing I had to, like, kind of crush your dreams a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Mac was like, dude, this ain't happening. And I knew it wasn't going to happen. Like,
yeah.
It's just so cold and just kept coming down.
Yeah.
But to be like, you know,
it's not gonna.
Hey, I don't think this is gonna happen. I was shaking.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't like I said. I didn't think you were gonna get mad or like,
yeah,
blow up at me. But it was just like I know what what I'm telling you is not something you want to hear.
Right. I bet that would feel terrible. Like, a piece of me knew. I mean, obviously the window's right there. Like I thought, they're the ones outside though, so they know better than me. But it made
hopeful.
me so, yeah, I was hopeful. I was like, okay, well, it's not for a few hours. Maybe it'll let up. And it never did. We got like, an hour away, and it still was just coming down. So, no, don't feel bad. Like, it is what it is. I'm sure that didn't feel good to have to, I don't even remember what I said to you. I probably just,
I think you just said, okay.
Yeah, like, okay. Like,
and I was just like, okay, I can live.
Yeah, you like froze. Like, is everything, yeah, I mean, I tried to be as calm as possible with things.
Like I said, in the end, I think it all ended up still being really, really nice. I thought it looked beautiful to me. So
yeah, no, and I will cherish it forever. The thing that's bugging me the most is like people are like, "Oh wow, you're never gonna forget it." Crazy storm. I was like, I wasn't gonna forget my wedding anyway. Like it bothers me. You keep saying like, "Oh, at least you'll never forget it." Like, honey, I wasn't gonna forget it anyway. Like,
here's the way I would put it.
I don't know.
At least it's a unique story.
Yeah, no, it's
It's uniquely different than the majority of weddings that.
Yeah, that's true.
And if the rumor is, or not rumor, but the wives' tale is true of raining on your wedding day.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I love that you said that in your speech. By the way, you're like, if one more person fucking says this to me. You're out of here.
If one more person tells me, you're gone.
It's lucky, yeah. But, I mean, if that's the case, you got a lot of downpour, so...
Yeah, no, we got... I think
you should be really lucky.
Yeah, we're going to be together for eternity.
But one thing you can think about, too, is down the road, in the event you decide to, like, renew your vows or whatever, you know how people do that on, like, a 10th anniversary or so. You can do it outside and plan it and do it that way again.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said maybe in our 10 or 15 or 20, whenever, depending on where our lives are at, we could do something small and do what I've always dreamed of doing, is like a fall wedding outside. Like, that's what I was gonna have.
And then it'll snow again.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Watch. We'll do it on like the same day and it'll be like record breaking again.